Am I trying to win the approval of man or of God? Or am I trying to please man? If I was still trying to please man, I would not be a servant of God. Galatians 1 verse 10. What does that mean to you? Well, let me tell you what it means to me. Pleasing others will be the way depression falls on you. The way we need to live needs to be with accordance to God. Please God, don't please others. Simple, but yet really hard to understand. Pleasing God, instead of trying to please others, will be the way you reach and find those higher levels of consciousness. When living, most people are influenced by the way others think of them and make decisions based on that. What clothes they wear, the music they listen to, the material items they buy. It usually has a direct correlation of how they think people will think about them. This is the wrong way to live. When we make choices, it is very important to step outside of our ego and look at the decisions you are making with a rational point of view. Are you doing this act because you want to win the approval of others? Do you want satisfaction from other people looking at you, from other people thinking a certain way about you? I used to live this way, buying certain clothes in hopes of people noticing and liking me more for having a certain piece of expensive clothing. Now looking back, it seems so stupid to me. Did I really spend money, and usually a lot of it, to get another human being to look at me and in hopes they would give me a compliment? Or would you do it in hopes of them thinking in their mind jealousy towards me? Do I want to buy this because I want to make somebody else jealous for what I have and they don't? These are the ways people unconsciously think without realizing that at the end of the day, people don't care. The older you get, the less people care. I remember a time a certain pair of hype shoes came out, and this was the time that I fell into this trap of materialism. My friend, at the time, bought these shoes, and I saw that he was getting lots of compliments. Lots of people were coming up to him, starting conversations with this individual regarding the types of shoes he was wearing. I thought to myself back then, wow, this is how you make friends. Buy things other people wish they had. Of course, the next day I came to school with these exact same pair of shoes, and my hypothesis was correct. People that never spoke to me started approaching and started having conversations regarding the shoes I had. And they started caring for me, or whatever caring was back then, only because I had something they wanted. I thought this would make me lots of friends, which in turn would make me happy. Maybe for the first week or two it did, but it's short-term happiness. It never lasted. So what happens with any feeling when it starts to fleet away? Your mind wants to redo what brought you that original feeling. In this case, it was buying another pair of shoes that people wanted but couldn't afford. Just like any drug, the harder I chased this feeling of praise and compliments, the higher my tolerance was. I needed the next most expensive thing to get another compliment. I needed more people, not just one compliment. I needed 2 compliments. I needed 3 people to give me compliments and validation for the things I had, not 2, then 4, 6, 8. Why am I telling you this? Because just like the verse I just read to you, I was seeking the approval of man instead of the approval of God. With seeking that approval, I was always lacking happiness and trying to find it with my next purchase or my next action to get someone's approval or someone's reaction. Lots of people fall into this trap, me included. It will lead to a life that is people-pleasing. We all know that at the end of the day, people are selfish. They forget quickly, and more often than not, the older they get, the less they care. Try to remember the last time your grandpa really cared about the shoes that you bought, the shirt that you wear. Maybe he might congratulate you if you had an expensive car. Oh wow, I'm sure you worked hard for that. But think about it. The older we get, we really see and realize what matters in this life. So now that we know we need to stop doing things to try to win the approval of others, how do we win the approval of God? The way that we win the approval of God is living a life of Christ. How do we do this? We try and mimic the way Christ lived. Be slow to anger and fast to forgiveness. Treat others the way they would like to be treated is the golden rule that we always hear about. We're taught it in schools, from our parents, from our peers, but what does it really mean? If you think about it deeply, it's so simple, but so many people struggle living in this way. Before you do anything that involves another human being, you need to be able to step outside your own mind, or in other words, put yourself in their shoes. That's what makes humans so special. We're able to put our perspective and our consciousness in the place of somebody else's. Think about the next action that you do, criticism that you're going to give them. This is what makes human beings so different and unique to any other living creature. Before you say what's on your mind to your wife, think about how it's going to make her feel receiving that information before you criticize someone for their work. Think about how you would feel receiving that same criticism. It's easier said than done, but just being conscious about this is a start. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed, and maybe share it with somebody that could find this information useful. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Thanks for watching. Peace.